Happy National Ceiling Fan Day 2023, everybody. Notice anything different? Well, for one thing, the Aeros 2 Hugger is not assembled like it usually is. But most importantly, we welcome this beauty to the family. An inteli-touch Casablanca Victorian. For those of you who were around at the start of the year, or I guess technically at the end of last year, you will have seen a video of this fan running at my aunt and uncle's house. They what's it called? They were doing some renovation. They didn't want the fans anymore. I couldn't just let this go to waste. Come on now. It was a gorgeous fan. It was working. At the time, at least. And I'll get more into that in a little bit. But this is everything that it came with here, too. Wanted to display all of that for you. It came with, because I took this down myself with some help, but that means I was able to get everything. All the glass, the blades, and the arms. When this was installed, they only had 4 blades. It might have originally came with 5, but they only have 4. The original recalled hang true, I don't have a recall clip yet, but I'm not planning on installing it anywhere anytime soon because I don't have a place to install it. But once I do find a place to permanently install it, I will get a recall clip on that. A W32 inteli-touch control. This fan dates to 1985, I believe July 22nd. Let me show you the tag. I still, for the life of me, can't figure out how you guys read these. And I hope that's coming across well. But I'm fairly, I know this is from 1985. I believe it's from July. But anyway, story behind this fan, because I'm sure this is what you guys are interested in seeing here. Oh, by the way, we also have the loop arm light kit and the bottom piece too. This is a white and brass Victorian. So the story behind this is that I took it down. It was in working order. The previous owners obviously replaced the board because inside of here we have an RMM4 board, and I believe the 1985 Casablancas would have still had an RMM1 or maybe an RMM2. I'm not sure. I think an RMM1. Regardless, they would have had a W11 control. It's too bad that they don't have, or that it doesn't have one of those, because I've only ever ran into 2 W11 controlled inteli-touch fans in my life. One was the old Ventura I installed in my old kitchen that I couldn't keep. And then there was one at my second cousin's house in the master bedroom. I believe it was a Panama 5. Yeah, I think it was a Panama 5. I don't think it was a Saturn. But now for some reason I'm thinking it might have been a Saturn. It didn't have a Saturn light kit if it did, if it was a Saturn though. It would just have a generic light kit. So it was probably just a Panama. Unfortunately, that fan is no more. So, anyway, when I came back home to try to get this to work, just to let it run, let the bearings run, because you might have heard it just there. These bearings definitely need some use, perhaps even replacement, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I noticed it too while I was recording the demonstration that it was making noise. So I was like, all right, well, now that I have it in my possession, let's try to get it to just run. It wouldn't respond to the inteli-touch control when I had it just installed like this. I wasn't, it was basically just wired up in this state. I didn't put the light kit on it. I capped off the wires. I didn't put the blades on it either because I just didn't see the need to do that. Since I wasn't planning on making a video of it or anything. I was just gonna let it run with the flywheel, and it wasn't responding. I was experiencing the inteli-touch there was power going to the board because the heat sink on the board, oh, knocked it over. The heat sink was getting hot. So there's something messed up in the circuitry of that board, I think. So I just put it on hold for a while, didn't touch it. Then Kaysen recommended in one of my comment sections to try using it, but this time with a light bulb. And I'm not sure if that was the magic fix, but whatever it was, the inteli-touch started responding after I installed the light bulb. I didn't put the loop arm kit on, I just put this bottom piece with this little 40-watt incandescent appliance bulb in there, and it started responding. We started off with the light, and then we got fan, and we got demo mode a few times, and I recorded that. I'll include that clip at the end of this video. But I'm still experiencing the issue with what I deem to be excessive heat coming off of the heat sink of this board. So while I know that it's still alive, I'm still really skeptical of that board. And I'm gonna have to do further research and testing on it at some point in the future, but since I have nowhere to install it right now, that's not a priority. But yeah, this is the newest addition to the club. Very happy to have this. This is my first ever inteli-touch fan. And you know, I gotta be totally honest with you guys. Prior to this being mine, I really had no interest in Victorians. I thought that they were honestly, I thought they were kind of stupid. I hate saying that now, but I did. What I really wanted was a Four Seasons. An inteli-touch Four Seasons. I don't know why, I'm still obsessed with the Four Seasons. So, would love to get one of those one day. But I'm still very grateful that I have, I guess what you could call a non-basic Casablanca, in the sense that it's not just a basic design, this is actually an antique replica of the Emerson fern leaf, so that's really cool. The brass has held up really well on everything except for the hang true. Unfortunately, the hang true, I'm sure as you guys can tell, for some is kind of tarnished, but I've read some stuff online about how to remove the tarnish, so I'll work on that, and maybe it'll look better next time you guys see it. But yeah, that's the spiel behind this. I'm very happy that my first ever Casablanca fan was an inteli-touch, and now I've fallen in love with Victorians because of this. Some of you might be asking, did I like the Cambridge? I liked the Cambridge before I had this, just because it was small and Four Seasons-like. Yeah. So there's that. Here's the Fleming. And you might be wondering, well, why do you have it? Why is this the only fan that's assembled? That's for a surprise at the end of the video. And then here, like I said, the Arrows 2 is still here. Doing good as always. The reason I didn't assemble these two is because I didn't want the screws to be stripped, especially on the Victorian. I did not want the screws to be stripped on these, so you will not see them assembled again unless I plan on running them for a video. Which, the Arrows 2, little sneak peek there, you might be seeing this one running sometime soon. Well, maybe not soon, but some point in the not too distant future. Anyway, just wanted to wish you guys a happy Ceiling Fan Day. Can't wait to see what everyone else posts. And yeah, welcoming the Victorian to the family. So now, on to the surprises of the video. Enjoy, guys. In this video, I will be working with a live electrical circuit. So that means that there is a risk of me being shocked or potentially even electrocuted here. I understand these risks, and I am doing this video and taking those risks for purposes of test, demonstration, and yeah, that's basically it. Now, that does not mean that you should do this yourself. Do not do this at home. With all that being said, let's power it on, the inteli-touch control. Okay, we have light. Whoa! We have fan! We have fan! Does it maybe just not work without a light? Like, what's going on here? This is incredible! It wasn't doing this before. Try reversing it. Holy cow! Okay. Alright. Turning the power off now. I'm gonna let it rest for a few seconds. And then we're gonna try demo mode. Holy crap! It worked! It didn't work before! Oh my gosh, I am so happy! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! This is insane! Alright. Fan, light, fan, light, fan. We did it! We did it! Oh my gosh! I did it! I made this work! I can't believe it! I can't believe this! Alright, are we gonna dim now? Looks like it. Oh my gosh, you guys can't tell, but I'm shaking right now. I can't believe I made this work. Oh my gosh! Oh, thank the good Lord that this worked. I was getting so worried. Well, now we know. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the bearings definitely need to run on this thing. Guys, I can't believe it. This thing worked. So guys, here we have the Hunter Fleming ceiling fan, or at least that's what I think it's called. I'll put the model number in the description in case someone knows its actual name. But I never made a video of this fan running before. This was my first ever ceiling fan that I got to keep for myself. And you guys have seen it before in National Ceiling Fan Day videos and stuff like that, but like I said, you've never seen it on, so that's what today's video is going to be about. Now, just know that this is 100% temporary. The way I have it set up here, what's it called? I've done before, so I'm assuming the risk here in doing this, but I do not recommend you set it up like this yourself. Fans are supposed to be installed in ceilings, not running elsewhere. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm doing this. So again, don't do this at home, and just enjoy the demonstration. All right, we'll start off on low. This is also going to be the last time you guys will see this fan assembled for a while, because I've assembled it numerous times before for videos, but it's not ideal to be continuously, you know, assembling and disassembling it. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera stand to go higher, but I think this is as high as it'll go. Yeah. Well, let's hope that this doesn't fall. The phone, that is. The fan too, but I'm not worried about the fan falling as much. Again, you could get seriously, well, I'll say that when after I change the speed. Bumping it up to medium. Again, you can get seriously hurt going near spinning fan blades like that. I'm doing this at my own risk. Do not do this yourself. You guys can't hear it in the camera because I can't hear it from over here, but really close to it, you can hear the slightest hum on medium and high. That's a cheap spinner motor Hunter, so I'm sure it comes to no surprise. But I mean, overall, this thing does do a pretty good job at air moving, or at air movement, moving air, airflow, whatever, however you want to say it. All right, I'm gonna go over there to change it to high now. There it is on high. It has an ever so slight wobble to it because I think the blade arm, one of the blade arms is not perfect. But it is what it is. It's moving a ton of air though. This was always a great fan. I don't know why they got rid of it. My aunt, who I took this from, replaced it with a light. Not the same aunt I got the Victorian from, this was another one. She replaced it with just some light. All right, I'm gonna go turn it off now. Now for spin down. And since I am mounting, or not mounting it, but since I am running it upside down like this, I had to be careful of the fan chain going into the blades. Because obviously we wouldn't want that to just be batting it around while it's spinning. But yeah, this is a great fan. You might be wondering why I have nothing in the light. That's because I went to Lowe's to look for light bulbs, and since I don't have a place to install this thing long term, I didn't want to be paying a lot of money in light bulbs. The cheapest they had for the kind this thing took, like the regular kind, was like $14 for a set of 3. It would have been perfect. Looking back on it, I regret not buying those, but whatever. You can imagine what it would look like with a light on. And I mean, it'll be better when I can get a proper demonstration of it installed somewhere whenever that day comes, you know? But yeah, like I was saying earlier, this is gonna be the last time that you guys see this fan not only running, but assembled in videos until I find a place to permanently install it, because the screws are just getting stripped. And I would love to avoid having to rethread holes or buying new screws as much as possible. Like, they're usable for now, but I don't want to keep wearing them down more than has to be done. Because usually these screws are only really meant to be tampered with twice. Once when you first install the fan, and then once when you take it down to replace the fan. So they're not meant to be constantly, you know, on, off, things like that, like I've been doing. So it looks like we're gonna be almost done here. All right, we're done. So now we'll do it in reverse. Reverse switch is on the other side. But fan's not on, I just hit the blade with my arm, or with my finger. But the fan will be on right now. Starting us off with low. You know, this fan really does have a great low speed too. I think it's still speeding up ever so slightly, but I mean, for the moment, well, it did have a good low, but then it sped up. This is just slightly faster. I don't know, I haven't really decided what I really like in a low speed yet, but this is a pretty good one, I'd say. All right. On to medium. Definitely isn't an aesthetic low by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a good functional low. And I can feel right now it's moving the airflow this way towards the floor, and I can feel it on my feet. It's doing pretty good. So, all right, let's put it to high. Oh yeah, you can really feel it now. It's doing awesome. Kicking butt. This really is a great fan. I'm not a fan of Modern Hunters, but this one's quite all right. Especially because of the brown. I like the brown and like nickel or whatever you would call this metal finish. And the shades too, because it's like, it's got detail. Older style detail, I really appreciate that. All right, let's turn it off. All right, turned it off at the chain and unplugged it because we are done with the demonstration once this stops. You know, this fan used to have a remote control that went to it. It was a basic remote control. I don't even think it was a Hunter one. But for some reason, my aunt got rid of it before they took down the fan. So, here's what it is. You might see I have a little light chain right there. I bought some basic like Harper Breeze pull chain things for the light and the fan about a year ago. Just so that whenever I do install it, I have something for it, and just to add some detail. My aunt never used the pull chains when she had it installed. She just used the remote, and then I think just had it on like medium whenever they got rid of the remote, just controlled through the switch. I'm not really sure what the whole deal with that is, but yeah, that's that. If you're watching this in the National Ceiling Fan Day video, because I'm gonna be embedding this in that video and posting it separately as like a separate demonstration. But if you're seeing that, this is the first time that I haven't put the portable fans in here, because now with the 3 ceiling fans, I have enough of a show for you guys here. All right, I think we're not gonna get another revolution out of it. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for making it all the way through. And remember, stay cool, everybody.